Where Does the Wind Go? By Darlene Howell. Deep in the heart of the forest, tucked beneath towering pines and flowering dogwoods, stood a tiny cottage with a mossy roof and a cheerful green door. It was home to a curious little girl named Willow. Willow loved everything about the forest. She loved the songs of the birds, the scent of pine after a spring rain, and the way wildflowers nodded along the woodland paths. But more than anything, Willow loved the wind. Each morning, it danced through the treetops. It twirled fallen leaves across the path and gently rustled the branches outside her window. As Willow watched the leaves sway one afternoon, a question quietly settled into her heart. I just have to know, where does the wind go? She waved goodbye to her cozy cottage and followed the winding forest trail, hoping someone would know the answer. And so, her journey began. Willow followed the little forest path as the wind skipped through the trees beside her. Before long, she came upon her friend Ivy, who was gathering wildflowers in a sunny clearing. Good morning, Ivy, Willow called. Ivy looked up with a smile. Hello, Willow. What brings you so far from your cottage today? I'm trying to answer a question, Willow said. Where does the wind go? Ivy paused for a moment and looked up into the swaying branches. I think the wind goes wherever the flowers need it most, she said. It carries seeds to empty meadows so new blossoms can grow. Maybe that's where it's headed today. Willow smiled. I like that thought. She thanked Ivy and continued along the winding path, wondering where the breeze would travel next. Soon, she reached a quiet woodland glen where her friend Fern was carefully watching leaves tumble from the trees. Hello, Fern, Willow said. Fern waved happily. What are you doing today? She asked. I'm following the wind, Willow replied. Do you know where it goes? Fern watched a leaf twirl through the air before answering. I think the wind loves adventures, she said. It visits the mountaintops, races across rivers, whispers through the forests, and sails over fields of tall grass. I don't think it stays anywhere for very long. Willow giggled as the breeze lifted a strand of her hair. That sounds just like the wind. She thanked Fern and continued deeper into the forest. Not far ahead, she found Primrose beside a sparkling brook. Hello, Primrose. Primrose looked up with a cheerful grin. Where are you off to today? I'm trying to discover where the wind goes, Willow said. Primrose thought quietly for a moment as the breeze danced across the water. I think the wind goes wherever someone needs a little smile, she said. Maybe it cools a tired traveller, helps a bird learn to fly, turns a child's pinwheel, or carries the sweet scent of flowers to someone passing by. Willow watched the brook shimmer in the afternoon light. I've never thought of it that way, she said softly. She thanked Primrose and continued on her journey, carrying each friend's wonderful idea with her, while the wind danced happily through the forest, as if it knew a secret all its own. As Willow wandered farther into the forest, the trees grew taller and the wind sang softly through their branches. Ahead, she spotted her friend Flint. He had been to the market for bread. Hello, Flint, Willow called with a wave. Flint looked up and smiled. Hello, Willow. What brings you this way today? I'm following the wind, Willow replied. I'm trying to discover where it goes. Flint looked toward the treetops as the wind stirred the leaves above them. He said thoughtfully. I don't think the wind is trying to get anywhere. Willow tilted her head. It isn't. Flint shook his head with a grin. I think the wind simply likes to wander. It skips over creeks, climbs hills, races through the forest, and dances across open meadows. Maybe it isn't looking for a place to go at all. Maybe it just enjoys the journey. Just then, a gust swept through the trees, scattering a handful of golden leaves into the air. Willow and Flint laughed as they watched them twirl and spin like tiny dancers. I like that idea, Willow said. The wind does seem happiest when it's moving. It certainly does, Flint agreed. Willow thanked her friend for sharing his thoughts. Then she continued along the woodland path, the gentle wind walking beside her as if it were leading the way. Willow continued along the woodland path, the breeze gently dancing through the trees beside her. She had listened to Ivy, Fern, Primrose, and Flint. Each friend had shared a wonderful thought, yet Willow still carried more questions than answers. She smiled as the wind brushed softly against her cheek. Taking a deep breath, she looked up at the swaying branches and asked, Wind, where do you go? For a moment, there was only the rustling of leaves. Then, the breeze gently swirled around her, carrying the scent of pine and wildflowers. It seemed to whisper, I blow here, I blow there, I blow everywhere. I blow over the land, I blow over the sea, I blow wherever it pleases me. Willow closed her eyes and smiled. At last, she understood. The wind wasn't trying to reach one special place. Its journey never truly ended. It wandered through forests and fields, over rivers and mountains, carrying cool breezes, dancing leaves, drifting seeds, and gentle songs wherever it went. With a happy heart, Willow turned toward home. The winding forest path felt familiar, and the wind stayed faithfully by her side. It danced through the treetops, stirred the wildflowers, and softly rustled the leaves, as if to say, "I'm here." Soon, Willow's little cottage came into view, nestled beneath the tall trees just as she had left it. She stepped onto the porch and looked back at the forest. "Thank you for keeping me company," she whispered. The wind answered in the only way it knew how, by gently dancing through the trees. And from that day on, whenever Willow felt the breeze upon her face, she would smile, knowing she didn't need to know where the wind was going. It was enough simply to enjoy its company along the way. The end.